Hi everyone. So I'm KJ. So I get a lot of questions about all the musicals that I go to. They're like, "You're in Seoul. Aren't the musicals in Korean?" Yes, most of the musicals I go see are in Korean. Wicked was the only one that was in English. Um, but honestly, I prefer them in Korean. It Musicals in Korea are very amazing. Um, so the music is spot on. The actors sing beautifully. I have not gone to a musical where I was like, I can't believe they let them on stage. Um, when I watched Wicked, one of the guys, you could tell he had like pneumonia or something because he was struggling to breathe, which is understandable. They had no backups. But in Korea, they don't do that. So, also, their production value is amazing. So, I've never gone to a musical, even a Broadway in New York, where you are fully immersed into the story. And for someone who is trained as a stagehand, who is trained as to produce shows and movies and TV shows, I have a very big, I spot things very easily. Or if I get bored, I go focus on the lighting or something. But in a Korean musical, I've never gotten bored, even though I don't understand the words. But it also drew you in more because you don't know the words. You don't know what's coming next. So you're not, most of the time, you're not singing the songs in your head. You're actually paying attention to what's going on. And the awesome thing is, you feel their emotions in their singing. So my very first musical was Phantom, and absolutely obsessed with Phantom. Um, went and I only saw it 3 times. Would have saw it more if I didn't have to go to Busan to cover for another teacher. But I loved that musical. I'm so excited because the guy who I refer to as my Phantom is actually going to be Dracula. So I already have tickets for that. I have seen over 10 musicals so far since I've been in Korea, and all of those except for one were all in Korean, and I have loved every single one of them. And some of them I have gone multiple times. So Phantom was 3 times, Romeo and Juliet was 3 times, um, Dracula. I have tickets for one. I've already planned on at least four because I need to see each one of the Draculas because I love each and every one of them because I've seen them in other things. Um, Actually, today I have a musical. I'm going to go see The Days. So it's the second time I've gone to see a musical where I don't, it's not like a classic that's being brought to the stage, or it's not a musical that I've seen in US first and then seen here. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Just because you don't know the language, don't let that stop you. Um, the visuals are amazing. They pull you into the story. You feel the emotions from the actors here, the musical actors. They I have been brought to tears, and the person beside me is like, "You know what they're saying?" And I was like, "I have no clue, but it sounds sad." I was like, "Can't you just hear?" And she's like, "I hear it too, but I thought it was weird to cry when I don't understand Korean." And I was like, "Let's just cry together." So you meet a lot of great people at the theater. You have a lot of fun, and so I have 4 musicals this month. I have at least 2 next month, and it's just fun to be immersed into a whole nother world. The stage light, the lighting. So in Romeo and Juliet, the stage becomes like cobblestones, and you're so immersed into the story that you don't realize that's a light. And I was sitting there and I was like, when the regular lights came up and the curtains are down, I was like, where did they take the cobblestones? Like, that's a normal stage floor. And it's like, KJ, that's lighting. You already know it's lighting. And I was like, but it seemed so real when they were in the story and they were doing the parts and they're singing and they're dancing and like you're so into it. And then you have Phantom that had a boat, and all of a sudden you think it's water, and you're like, how in the world did they pull that out? They're like, they couldn't have done it during the 20-minute break. and then it's automatically gone for the next scene when they're upstairs in the opera house. So it's like you're so, the effects in the shows here is so much more powerful than in the US, and the tickets are very much cheaper, and then especially even more cheaper when you find time like they have discounts and discount days and stuff like that. So it's a lot of fun. If you come to Korea, make sure to grab a show, even though you don't know the language. Today's show, I just looked at the synopsis and watched a couple of videos on YouTube. A lot of the YouTube videos nowadays, if you watch it from a computer and not your phone, will translate it into English, so you can at least know what the songs are saying. And yeah, so I love Korean musicals. I don't do the subtitles that they have that option. I just stick with the normal. So I just enjoy the feelings from the amazing actors. So another fun thing is, so when you speak Korean, you speak with your head. But if you speak English, you speak usually in your chest. So it's kind of fun to listen to the singers here because most of the singing does come from their heads. So it's a whole different sound than you would expect. And then you have those few that are classically trained, or you can tell that they were trained abroad a little bit. So my favorite Phantom, he sings from his chest while all the others sing from their head. So it's really cool to see, and my dad and I have had a long conversation about this, about the different ways they sing, and it's kind of fun. I will send him clips, and I was like, you can tell the difference, and I was like talking to him about it, and he's like, you're hearing that difference because one's singing from his head and one from his chest. And I was like, oh good, I'm not just crazy. And then my dad always teases me. So it's fun, especially if are trained in music. Definitely don't miss any of the musicals here. If you come, it's definitely worth it. They're usually in the evening, about 2.5 hours, or you can catch an afternoon one. I like the afternoon ones. It's not as busy, and I don't know, it just seems more energetic to me. But everyone has their own opinion on which show they like. So I hope you enjoy it. Bye.